Chance Jones is with us from Stratford Academy. And in your first year last year, Coach, boy, you had a pretty good year going all the way to the finals before losing to Pacelli. But you had to feel good about a 9-4 season, going that deep in the playoffs. I mean, you know, I always say, Coach, whether it's high school or college, you never know what to expect in the first year of a head coach. And, I mean, you had to be pretty pleased by what happened last season.
I certainly was. I was very pleased by what happened last season, and I think a big part of it was our 16 seniors that we had. They led the team, and I was just there to guide them on their way. They certainly did a good job persevering through the season, and coming and making all the way to the state championship was exciting.
Absolutely, no doubt. Well, you do have to replace those 16 seniors, which is always a chore for any team. Let's talk about your defense a little bit. You allowed 20.9 points per game. You got 5 starters back. You got some strength, though, kind of outside linebacker secondary area, right?
Yes, sir. So we have 3 seniors coming back: Billy Noblet, Cope Smith, Nathan Haskell, who all played on the back end of the secondary, who all be back this year. And we lost all of our defensive linemen, so those guys will have to replace and find some of those younger guys will have to step up and be able to play some defensive line, and then some of my offensive line will have to play both ways and give those guys a rest and be able to have enough bodies in there to stay fresh.
Well, and when we talk about the offensive line, that's one of the strengths is your OL does have 3 starters back. Are they prepared to play a little defense as well, you think, this year?
I think they are. They played just a little bit of defense last year, but they're certainly going to have to step up and play a lot more plays this year. Guys like Griffin Moore and Grant Madsen, both of those guys are seniors that played pretty much every play on the offensive line, and now they're going to have to play a lot more defense too, I think.
All right, well, we'll see what happens. First game is on the 25th versus Westfield, a team I know kind of close to your heart, and that should be a lot of fun. We'll talk about the offense and see what to expect from the Eagles in our next report. Back with Chance Jones from Stratford. The Eagles 9-4 last year, made it all the way to the finals, and that offense for Stratford, always a big part of this team. You scored 33 points last year. Now, as we mentioned in the first report, you've got 3 offensive linemen back, which is always a plus, but you've got a lot of touchdowns replaced from some running backs who are part of those 16 seniors that left you, right?
Right. So we have 3 offensive linemen back with Griffin, Grant, and then also Locke McMahon was my center last year that'll be back. But we lost close to 54 touchdowns out of my 2 wingbacks that I lost, with Keandre Glover scoring 34 and Sean Wilmore being right there at 20. So that's certainly a big loss that we'll have to step up and find other ways to score. We do have some guys coming back that'll be good. James Groves, our fullback, coming back, and he'll play a little bit of fullback and a little bit of wingback this year, and we're glad to have him back. He'll certainly be an asset for us, but we certainly do have a lot of touchdowns to find and replace. But the good part about it is our whole offensive staff is back. You know, that's certainly always a positive to have when you can have the continuity of your coaching staff back, with Cater Pierce coming back and Jim Massey and my dad. I think we're in good hands.
Absolutely. No doubt about that. Yeah, I think Ronnie's done a few things in his career as well. But, hey, when you have an area, whether it's offensive line or skill players, that you've got to kind of fix, you've got to kind of reboot, do you take that first month chance to try to figure it out before you get into region play? Is that kind of how you're thinking about trying to find how to replace all those touchdowns for this season?
A little bit, yeah. And I think the biggest thing you do is the off season and spring and leading up to it in July and August. You got to figure out how this team fits and what they do best. Whether you got to throw the ball more, or you got to run some option, or you're okay running the power left and right. You just got to decide what personnel you have and how they fit into an offensive system that can give you success.
Absolutely, no doubt. Well, the first game will be against Westfield on the 25th, and of course all those great Macon rivalries, and then that monster from Milledgeville. I don't know, I think it's a pretty good little title for John Millage, the monster from Milledgeville, but should be great football again this year, shouldn't it, Chance?
It definitely should. John Millage is the monster until somebody knocks him off, for sure. It's going to be exciting, and we're ready to get it started.
Absolutely. Coach, thank you as always for your time. We appreciate it. Good luck to you this year.
Thanks. Appreciate everything you do for high school football.